Our conversation with Ed Alexander is brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Wonderful. It's good to have you on the air with us here on WCCS. You got some big big shoes to fill there, don't you?
Indeed. Yes. I'm only about on day 15, so.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the process of stepping in as the principal in a mid-year setting. You don't get the advantage of having been hired in June and working your way into it. You got to step in and be running right off the bat, don't you?
Correct. Every day I learn a little bit more. Now I've switched jobs over the years, and I've been an administrator for a while. But coming in new, I got to learn faces, I can learn names, I can learn procedures, and every school is just it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
So it's exciting, but it's a challenge.
In terms of background and where you came from to United, let our listeners know what and in your case, what we're finding out is that you follow a typical path for people who become high school principals. You bounce around from school district to school district, don't you?
Oh, absolutely. Gaining a little more experience along the way, and it's kind of a natural progression. I come to United from Forest Hills School District in Cambria County. And then prior to that, I was at Conemaugh Valley, and I worked my way from assistant elementary principal to assistant high school principal to middle school principal. I kind of followed the whole path.
Yeah.
I was lucky enough to do so, and in schools of differing sizes. So I got to see pretty much every level. And eventually, junior, senior high, which we had at Forest Hills prior to me leaving. And, so I got to see 7 through 12, which United High School is right now. And, it's kind of my comfort zone.
Yeah, well, and that Forest Hills district is so interesting to me. They have really, really built themselves a nice complex there. And here you move to United, which is an established campus as well. You've got the elementary school across the street, if you will, across the highway. But that particular building in which you find yourself at the high school, it's been there for a lot of years, but it's really held up. And I'm sure that when you came and you're considering, do I want to take a job, you look at things like that. They might not be your primary consideration, but they are things you have to think about, aren't they?
Absolutely. I come from Portage. I live in Portage. I lived there all my life. So I am very familiar with the small school atmosphere. I'm very, very comfortable with that. Now at Forest Hills, I was there for over 10 years. Again, it's much, much larger, and, we built a brand new building with beautiful facilities. I can't say enough about Forest Hills, what they've done out there.
Yeah.
But it's a little like stepping back in time almost, coming to United, but the beauty here is how natural everything is, the amount of terrazzo, and I forgot what that was like. How buildings were built back in the day, and lots of character, just so many years of character. But I always say, what makes up a building is not always externally and how it's put together. It's the people within it. And that's what I'm finding out here. It's just as it was at Forest Hills, the people make the building, the kids, the staff, the community, and that goes without saying. So we may not have turf fields, but we have a very nice football field here at United.
Yeah. Well, that building that you're in it has a lot of stories to tell with all of the people that have come through there. Tell me about stepping in educationally at United and what your goals are as the high school principal.
Well, I developed a short entry plan as I did come in. It was part of my whole interview process. So I'm kind of checking things off of that list daily. Establishing relationships from the get-go is number one. Learning my staff. I had a chance to meet with each staff member one-on-one, which is a unique perspective to get some, what's working, what's not, what can we improve, how can I help you? Those were invaluable meetings. I met with the kids in each grade. Again, very invaluable, and being visible in the hallways, at events, throughout the course of the day, really makes a difference just to get to know kids. And there's a lot of neat things that happen out here. I've been able to participate in just since December. I started December 20th. And just some of the traditions here, I can already see it. That feel of community, and we just did a giant fundraiser for Four Footed Friends of Indiana County. It was incredible, the amount of giving and how it brought this whole building together. So, again, just learning, the traditions, how it operates out here, how connected the community is to the school. I mean, the school is the hub in United, and that's really, really a neat atmosphere.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a little different than coming from a bigger school, or where you have a downtown. We don't have a downtown necessarily in United. So
That's true. That's true. A lot of what you do and are able to do as an administrator, as a principal at United, is going to have to do with the way that you work with the faculty. And I know that, right now in the entire education industry, if you will, there's a lot of turnover going on, and there are teachers who are retiring. There are teachers who are just moving on from the profession, and it becomes a challenge. At United, how do you find the faculty? I know that it's a veteran group, but you've got a lot of young faces there now, too.
Well, absolutely. There's a good mix, and it's a nice balance. Again, meeting with them one-on-one and getting to know them more each day, I'm learning very, very strong, committed faculty. It's like a family, and a lot. You'll hear that word come out a lot from our staff at any given time. It is like a family. Everybody knows everybody. As the kids move from grade level to grade level, there's a good sense of collaboration, and they all work together very, very well. But it is a challenge. There's a lack of substitutes. There, unfortunately, with COVID, there's people that have to take some more days or are quarantined. As you know, we're struggling with that a little bit. But what I'm finding out here at United is everyone just steps up. They step in. I'll cover that class. Bring the kids in here. The administrators are just as involved. Hey, we'll take care of this. Let's make some tweaks into today's schedule. And it takes the whole building working together, and it starts with the secretaries from the morning call-offs. Just in the lack of subs, or if we are lucky enough to have a couple subs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How we tweak those schedules through the day, and just communicating that with everybody, and that's what the staff appreciates. You communicate early enough, but there are those times people do get sick or have to leave, and people step up, and I've noticed that here. It's really, really a nice atmosphere.
Got to be flexible, and you're finding that there
Sure.
at United. Of course, the pandemic has changed the way we educate kids, and United, there's been a real, a pretty firm grip on how to deal with the pandemic. You've done well in that school building.
Sure. From what I'm seeing right now, moving to one-to-one with Chromebooks, that's changed. That's a game changer. With how kids can work remotely on the fly. I've seen that, we did the same thing at Forest Hills, and everybody pretty much has gone that route. But, just seeing with, the veteran teachers able to grasp, you say some of these newer methodologies, they've jumped right on board and haven't missed a beat. Technology is great as long as it's working.
Yeah, sure.
And we find that out, but that's the kids. Kids now, they're born with technology. Unlike you and I, years and years ago, but that plays right into what they know and what they do well, and just keeping up. And United seems to have been, they've been keeping up with everything. There's some great people in great positions here that they're very knowledgeable, and they keep us at the forefront here in Indiana County. But it's great to be a part of.
Yeah, I think that's kind of neat. That blend we were talking about a couple of minutes ago. Veteran teachers, they've got all kinds of experience they can pass on about the teaching profession to their younger colleagues. Their younger colleagues can tell them how to navigate around in this electronic world, too.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Google is it, and it takes a while to grasp, but once you do it, it makes life a little bit easier, and collaborating and sharing things, and there's a million things out there that we can add on a daily basis and change and just enhance that curriculum for our kids.
Yeah, I think it's kind of interesting in your case as well with that lifelong residency in Portage. Here comes Portage into the Heritage Conference next year.
Yeah.
It's not going to feel all that foreign to you, is it?
Not at all, not at all. In fact, we had a Heritage Conference meeting last week, and some of my friends and colleagues from Portage, they're excited to be working with me again, because in the Lower Highlands, we weren't obviously in the Westpac where Portage was, but it's neat because, the longer you're in this business, you develop so many friendships and collegial relationships that I'm looking forward to that. And this conference, what I'm finding out about Heritage is awesome.
Yeah.
Some of the things they do, especially with the championships and the scholarships for kids, and I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
And I know the next couple of weeks I'll be attending some things, and and we're doing pretty well this winter season in some athletics. So I'm excited to see what the Heritage is all about.
Yeah, you just got to remember now, you're not rooting for the green and white anymore. You're rooting for the blue and white. Okay.
Yeah, there's the interesting thing. 3 days ago, I ordered some of my first blue and white gear. I was able to open up a store. Our athletic director opened it up, so I went a little crazy ordering some gear. But you got to wear the colors.
Absolutely. So thanks so much for joining us. He's the new principal at United High School, Ed Alexander. Have a great day today. We'll talk with you again soon.
Thanks. Take care. Have a good one.
You too. It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 1160.